What have you been smoking?
All right. I'm gonna start. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you there, or is
Hello?
my thing bugging? Yeah, I
No,
can
no,
hear
no.
you.
It's
By the way, it's like V2A, like A starts at V2.
That's fine.
No, I was just like asking for like clarification, but I see Chax wrote
I
it.
mean, character doesn't like.
all right. My shit been fucking up all day. All right, my bad. So I think a scales to Minato.
Oh, okay,
No,
so
I'm asking like,
uh,
do you have an issue with that?
well, Naruto would definitely be able to hit A and kill him.
I don't think
Naruto
so.
was
So you
to
find
hit the match. Okay, so keep this in mind that Naruto, uh, this Naruto scales to a stronger Sasuke than one that fought A. Sasuke is stated to get stronger in his fight against Danzo. Do you know that scan, or do you want me to send it to you? Can you hear me? Is my thing bugging out? Can you leave?
Uh,
Alright. Damn.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, my bad. My computer's been fucking up all day. I was
So
saying
good.
he scales to Minato in speed. By the way.
What do you
Yeah.
mean by that? You mean like
Like
combat
he
speed?
um just in general, and it's in his like V1 state.
He kind of implies Minato's faster than even in the war. He's like, Minato can still dodge his fastest punch, meaning A's fastest attack isn't as fast as Minato.
Wait, where is he?
Combat was. He says
Um,
that whenever Naruto dodges his punch, he's like, damn, no one's been able to dodge my fastest punch since Minato.
that doesn't even imply that Minato can still dodge that punch. That just means that his fastest punch before Minato is able to dodge. I don't think that same Jonin Raikage scales to the one that's in the war.
Neither does the Minato that dodged his punch. Stayed to go through several battles after. Even he became Hokage.
He stayed to go through several battles. Can you show me that? And
After he became Hokage. Yeah.
I'll just send you the scan. It just says he's able to overtake Naruto and boast a godlike speed not inferior even to the Yellow Flash. So,
I mean, this is fine. He's able to overtake Naruto when Naruto's not going at max speed. When they're both going at max speed, Naruto legit dodges him. Like there's no
um,
problem.
that was Naruto using body flicker, but I don't think that's relevant, seeing as I'm just using the statement of not inferior to the Yellow.
Using body flicker.
You said they're both using body flicker?
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, body flicker can like you know what body flicker is, right? It's just amping your speed using chakra.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know that the
So
amount of chakra you
one is more proficient than the other, but like base speed without body flicker, that's a totally different thing. But even so, like the Minato can dodge his fastest punch.
all right, so for one, body flicker, the thing with body flicker is it's stated in the data book that you can enhance your like you can put more chakra into the body flicker to like upgrade it kind of. It just mean that like Naruto implemented more chakra into his body flicker.
Man, I guess we can like prove that because that's kind of the right Kage's whole shtick, and like Naruto had just done it like yesterday and started doing that shit like the day before. So if he's automatically better at the right Kage, then at body flicker, it kind of draws some eyebrows quickly. I'm kind
No,
of like, really?
I'm saying that. All right. All I'm saying is that the Naruto has like more chakra that he can implement into his body flicker. So his body flicker can just be better due to his large amount of chakra he can implement into it.
Why would more chakra matter when it was chakra control? It really matters.
Are you saying that Naruto doesn't have the chakra control to implement it into a jutsu? Because we see he's able to do that.
Why would you? Why would you assert that it's better than Ace at that point, or better than Ace in body flicker?
Why would I assert it's better than A's when it comes to body flicker?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying that he can implement chakra, and I'm just saying it's not that like the Raikage is like slower than him, but Naruto has more chakra than him. So I don't.
If you want to say his base speed, like base KCM speed to base Raikage speed is fine, but still, like the Raikage using body flicker and then Naruto using body flicker, you're still able to dodge as fast as punching. Legit, so is Minato. I have a general. So I'll send this game what you were asked for.
Ascendant
the fourth.
Oh, never mind. But so you're fine with like V1 scaling to like Naruto without body flicker, right?
Not really, because Naruto says he can go faster.
Even after Naruto says he could go faster. Even after that, the Raikage is still keeping up with them. Like, yeah, I'll show you.
This is 5 Kage Summit A too. So like,
wait, when is this 5? I just said V2A.
You said 5 Kage Summit.
I said the Naruto. You said the Naruto from the 5 Kage Summit. That's what you said. I just said V2A.
Yeah, I also said 5. You said the one that Sasuke. That's the one you said. So the one that approached Sasuke. I said yeah.
I never said the one that fought Sasuke. I just said V2A.
Yes,
I literally the one that
fought Sasuke. Why did Woos?
Did any of y'all hear that? I never said the one that fought Sasuke. I just said V2A.
I was here when you guys picked the topic, and you just said V2. You never said 5 Kage.
I heard.
Well,
I didn't hear.
Nobody heard that. I don't know where you're getting that from.
But can I? So even if I were to steal man this point, all right, which I'm not yet. Actually, we'll get there when we get there. It's not that.
I just show you where he.
What I'm saying is, where the fuck did Minato come from?
All right, so I kind of want to finish this point real quick. I said Naruto. V1 keeps up with KC1 even after he goes faster, and then you asked me to scan for that, so I'm just gonna get you that real quick.
Okay, so you're saying that. Okay, so V2's fastest speed cannot keep up with KC and Naruto's fastest speed. That's the thing.
You're saying that V1 can keep up with KCM1 without body flicker.
You remember which chapters? I think I know it's like
it's 541. Yeah. I specified this stage mode Naruto, but so basically what I was trying to draw here is just V1 should scale to like Minato and KC1 around this range. And like obviously V2's above that. Yeah, just in speed only. It's stated that like V2A could kill Naruto with his punch. And he's I'll get into an AP scaling later. I don't really want to like dive too much into that, but in terms of speed, I think he should be like at this level of speed. No, when I said 5 Kage Summit, we were talking about the version of Sage Mode.
So you remember that Ace states there's no shinobi faster than me ever since the fourth Hokage died. So you're still implying that Minato was still faster.
There's no. Can you send that real quick?
Yeah. percentage of it.
There's no shinobi faster than me. Yeah, this can still mean they're relative. You know that, right?
You said fast.
You can just You can just be
He
relative.
legit attributes the comment of Minato directly to a shinobi being faster than him. No, that's not relative. That means he's faster. You could say high and relative. That's fine. Like he's saying here,
high and relative.
blatantly.
All right, so high and relative.
The Hokage Minato is faster.
So they can just be high and relative. That's fine.
Okay. So.
All right. So okay. So V1.
No,
Yeah,
I'm saying V2A because he
V2.
says faster. He's saying like no shinobi is faster than me. So what you'd have to prove if you want to assert this that he's talking about V1 and like he's not talking about V1.
That's fine. V2. Wait, no. I don't want you to like go into this tangent. I'm fine with V2A being like high and relative to Minato. You know
low and relative.
Yeah, low.
I'm fine with low. Okay.
Yeah, and then in V1, are you? And then V1, are you fine with him like matching a Casey 1 Naruto?
V1, I don't know.
Well, I just sent the scans after Naruto says he's gonna go faster. He's able to like just tag him after that, and we know that like Naruto would be like most likely going all out during this point because he references the fourth Hokage and he gets pissed. And then we know that the Naruto, like he senses people at the battlefield and like he wants to get there as quickly as possible. So it just wouldn't make sense for him to say I'm gonna go.
He kind of just states because if he wanted to fight, he never once even implies that he wants to fight A at all. He just says he wants to get past him.
That's fine. He doesn't have to be like wanting to fight him, but I think he's like at least trying to get past him to his fullest ability. Like I don't think he would. I don't think he would be.
Flashback. I'm trying to skip the manga past all this flashback bullshit that I've seen.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Are you aware that hold on. And past plus actually I wanna address this Naruto being amped statement. Because you're like always amped because he's talking about the fourth Hokage. Not really. He kind of just addresses a statement.
No, wait. I'm not. Wait. I'm not saying he's amped. I was just applying that to my reasoning of why he like wouldn't be holding back.
Legit. Naruto's trying to talk to A this whole time, so I don't see why he'd be using full combat speed. Maybe like he might use like combat speed. I wouldn't say that.
So, are you fine with them being relative in travel speed?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so V1 A is relative to Cation 1 in travel speed, and V2 is obviously above.
V2?
And V2 is just above V1. You don't agree that V2 is above V1?
That's fine. Naruto's clearly dodging. So, you're both using body flicker.
No, I'm saying the V1 can scale to Cation 1 without his body flicker. I said that previously. All right.
With A overall, like if you want to say A overall combat speed scales below, it's like low and relative.
Yeah, and then he just scales above Cation 1's travel speed, right?
Yeah. So what I'm gonna ask is, do you know how whenever Gaara saves A, Okay.
Wait,
So
wait,
let's talk.
is this gonna tie into your scaling? Because I didn't finish mine yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can go.
All right, are you? Well, I think it's. I don't know if you're gonna have an issue with this, but are you finding like KCM1 being above Sage Mode in terms of speed?
Certain types of speed.
Well, the only ones that matter is
Not
travel and combat.
contradict.
At least
Like
travel.
striking speed.
There's
Like
at least
striking
travel.
speed.
It's travel. That's what I
Okay.
argue
Yeah.
for.
Travel speed doesn't really mean shit. So yeah, I'm sure that I'll find out.
Okay. And then Minato. Are you finding Minato being faster than Sage Mode?
Travel speed. Yeah.
Wait, I think it's overall combat speed. I'll just give my reasoning as to that. So like Minato, he should be like relative or above Obito.
I mean, I don't know. Something. So I'm thinking about this. Like Obito reacts to him several times, grabs him several times, and Minato has to lay out a plan to even beat him. So so you could say they're relative. That's fine.
Okay, so they're relative, and then you know that Minato says that Obito is somebody that Naruto needs extraordinary strength to defeat. Has the Nine Tails chakra in order to defeat him. So Obito should like inherently be above this previous Sage Mode that he's seen.
Okay, that doesn't inherently mean it's speed, by the way. That doesn't mean that. That means like he could be just referencing calmly because that's what Minato had a problem with in the first place.
What do you think? Why would AP counter calmly? It would have to be a speed thing.
Not really.
Well,
But I'm not saying.
all
I'm
right.
not saying. I'm saying in total that it's
What
just
other
talking
as
about calmly.
what
When I
other
say he's like also defeating someone doesn't mean like you're. I mean, not being able to defeat someone doesn't mean you're just inherently like below them. He could be low and relative for all we know.
He says you need extraordinary strength to beat him. So it's not a low end relative. It's extraordinary. Do you want the statement?
Also, I'm going to ask, how would Minato know what Casey and Naruto was skilled?
He doesn't. It doesn't have to know what Casey and Naruto is scaled to. All he knows is that Sage Mode isn't enough. Because he says you need extraordinary strength to beat him.
Okay, but your whole point was relying on him talking about Casey and one talking about Casey and one Naruto.
Well, my whole point is
scaling
Obito above Sage Mode, and he's saying that he needs a higher form because this one isn't enough. It doesn't matter where that higher form scales, as long as this Sage Mode isn't enough to beat him.
How would Minato know what Orange Mask Obito's power is? Like Orange Mask Obito has been hiding his power from the whole Akatsuki, like everyone at this point.
It could just be Yellow Mask Obito. He could just be talking about the he could just be talking about the Obito he fought then. I don't care.
Fine.
Alright, so he's saying you need extraordinary strength because this isn't enough to beat an opponent I could beat. So it'd just be Minato to Obito above Sage Mode Naruto.
Whole combat capability, yeah, that's not necessarily.
Alright, why don't you think it's stats? Because he says you need extraordinary strength. Why would extraordinary strength be in reference to overall combat?
Because the overall combat capability isn't just stats. Like, think about this. Naruto scales like pain and like. Okay, so I'm gonna give an example. Naruto scales to pain in just stats. Well, overall combat capability is put pain overall is better than Naruto because of his hacks. So what I'm saying is, Obito can be weaker than Naruto in stats, or he can be relative to Naruto in stats, but he just needs Kamui. He just uses Kamui. It's pretty much all it is.
Wait, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking why would that fit the context of extraordinary strength? If he wanted to establish that it's like a technique thing, right? He would say you would need better technique. But the fact that he specifies extraordinary strength and not technique would mean it's most likely in reference to stats.
I mean, there's that. Plus, he could just be talking about Naruto being able to beat Obito with like no problem whatsoever. Like so beat is like there's no specific degree. So you're talking. I think what you're implying is like Naruto would need KCM1 to be like high end relative to Orange Mask Obito, but that's not what his feats or his like anything surrounding this Obito have entailed.
Wait, what'd you say? You said he would need to be high in relative in order to what? To what?
Like, the case it could just be like it could just absolutely obliterate Obito at this point. So if I were to steelman this and say, "Oh yeah, KCM1," that would just mean that KCM1 would just absolutely obliterate him.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm trying to argue. I'm just saying that Sage Mode isn't enough. That's all I'm arguing. Sage Mode is not enough to beat Obito.
Obito also has Conway, so I can steelman this, and it's not the same as you're comparing apples to oranges here.
I'm comparing. All right, so what specifically are you trying to argue then? Because I'm saying it's in reference to stats that he needs extraordinary strength to beat him, and you're arguing it's in reference to what?
I'm arguing it's just in reference to Conway ability itself. So yeah, he would need.
All right, what?
So Obito doesn't necessarily need to scale over Naruto and stats for Conway to be a problem for Naruto, because that Conway, enabled on like its own danger sense, right? It can be enabled manually or by its own danger sense.
All right, then I'll just say that why are those two things mutually exclusive? Why can't it just be in reference to both? I think you're trying to like draw like making our interpretations mutually exclusive when these two things could really just coincide with each other.
I'm not saying it's exclusive. I'm saying they're not. They doesn't need to be all inclusive, which seems to be what you're implying.
You said you're not saying they're exclusive. They just what?
I'm taking kind of on this point, saying it doesn't need to be exclusive or all inclusive. I want you to prove one or the other if you're going to assert that.
Wait, all right. So I made this statement. I said it's a reference to stats. You said, well, it could just be in reference to Kamui. And I said, well, that's fine.
It could just be.
Yeah, and I'm saying that interpretation doesn't really defeat mine. It could just be in reference to both.
I said it could just be or it could be that, but you made the initial claim, the initial positive claim. So you're saying, you said at first it goes to stats. So you're saying, so could versus could, that doesn't necessarily like put your point over mine. That just kind of puts it in the air, which is kind of like, if you're going to assert that point, that kind of screws you.
Well, all right, you're saying, all right, but your interpretation that you provided, right, is now negated because I said these two things could be mutually inclusive. So now you'd have no interpretation counteracting mine. That's what I'm trying to say.
Wait, so you're saying, okay, let me regroup real quick. So you're saying, so I was saying it doesn't need to be stats. It doesn't need to be mutually exclusive. I never claimed they do. So what is your claim here?
All right, let's say
stats.
All right, yeah. So let's say we're talking about a dude on the street, right? And I say, yeah, I think he's pretty strong, right? And you say,
all right,
well, huh?
I was saying, okay.
Yeah. And I said, yeah, I think he's pretty strong. And actually, no, that's a bad analogy. Let's do a different one. How can I explain this to you?
Really, fighting technique outdo strength or speaking outdo strength. It's like, dude, there's a lot of things at hand here.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it doesn't necessarily need to mean one or the other, but if you're going to assert one, then I need you to prove that one. So either way, you're saying my interpretation is negated. Not necessarily because via your new interpretation, it still kind of screws your main claim, your initial claim. Because you're saying, at first you referenced it being in the stats. Like, it doesn't need to be in the stats. It could just be about Conway. So now you're like, well, it doesn't need to be mutually exclusive or inclusive. I'm like, that's fine. But via your new interpretation.
Wait, when did I say it doesn't need to be mutually inclusive? No. That was a slow moment. Just keep going. That was a slow moment. My bad. But you were saying,
so what? I'm saying, over to Steelman, your new interpretation, that would kind of like fight your initial interpretation.
Right, so what do you think strong means? Or what do you think strength means?
Several times it's like combat capability, because if it's referenced several times, it's like total combat capability, including hacks and all that. Because think about this, like Sasuke is stated, like I told you earlier, that Naruto several times has shown feats and speed feats in Sasuke, like in stats. and physical stats. But Sasuke is seen as a better combatant overall against people like Otsutsuki, but like against each other, they have the same total combat capability. It says they have the same strength, but Naruto has better physical feats. So I'm saying it could be total combat capability, and it usually is. So if you want to assert that it's just that, I would need you to prove that.
All right, so you're saying the little Otsutsuki thing. So I think so that all right, that would just all right. That's kind of a weird thing because it's I don't think like you apply that like analogy to like this situation or that instance to like this situation, and why would like fit that definition of strong?
Like exactly why? Because Sasuke's stats again, not Sasuke's stats. Sasuke's hacks are what caused problems against the Otsutsuki. Despite him having the same combat capability as Naruto, the Otsutsuki see him as a bigger threat because he has better hacks. Even though Naruto has better physical stats, and the same in combat capability against each other, and like different hacks in different situations can make someone look like a bigger or less of a threat.
Yeah,
What I'm saying
yeah,
is,
but I don't think that matters.
It kind of does. Because you asked what the definition of strength.
I asked you, what do you think strong means? And you're bringing up threats and what they think of a threat. I didn't ask you what a threat meant. I asked you, what do you think strong means? But in that whole analogy, I asked you to tie it back in, and not one time was the word strong or strength being used. All you said was threat. I don't care what they think of as a threat.
Why are you asking me what strength means whenever you've already kind of said like the interpretation that I wanted second? So you said that it doesn't need to be mutually exclusive or inclusive. Fine, because that kind of let's go back to this point real quick. You're saying it means like stats, like physical stats. I'm saying it doesn't need to. And then whenever via my interpretation, you tried to refute that using your own, saying, well, it doesn't need to be mutually exclusive or inclusive. That's fine.
Wait.
But
I'm saying these two. Yeah. Basically, what I was just saying is that these two, like your interpretation and mine, doesn't like conflict with each other. Minato can be referencing both. I don't want you like straw man my argument.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to establish a likelihood with mine by going over the semantics of what strong means. Because Minato says you need extraordinary strength. So that's why I'm going into semantics of this. Because I'm trying to establish my interpretation.
Okay, because if you want to go into semantics and stuff like that, like it could just mean like if you want to use definition or anything like that, lifting strength doesn't necessarily mean AP either. I hope you know that.
All right, so the strength, right? It says the quality or state of being physically strong. Okay.
Okay, so
Why are you saying lifting strength?
You know that because that's what it means. Being physically strong, lifting strength is under that
why
category.
does physically strong mean lifting strength only? What the hell?
I'm not saying it's only, but it would include that, right? So if you're
okay, it can include speed and that.
Huh? I'm saying naturally by this definition.
My bad. My bad for cutting you off. Just go on. I was cutting you off. My bad.
What I'm trying to say is this strength would also entail lifting strength, which doesn't equate to AP if you want to assert this definition. Also, strength is used several times over in Naruto in different ways, so this would be like appeal to the definition, giving context. Like through, like the word through has one definition in like the dictionary. Yeah, it can be used in several different contexts.
So when it's like, can you show me the ways of where strong is used in different types of different types of contexts?
What do you mean? What matter? Because usually strength
no. I didn't say why. I didn't say why would it matter. You just said strength throughout the Naruto is used in many different ways, and then you provided the example of through and how it's used in many different ways. And I was asking you, where is strength referred to as overall combat capabilities, or where's the other examples of it?
Sasuke and Naruto.
Where's it stated that Sasuke is as strong as Naruto?
Oh my gosh, you like.
Well, at least is this from Boruto or where is this?
Yeah, it says he dwells the same strength as Naruto. Naruto like is blatantly more fit. Has better AP and better speed feats. Besides Amino Tejikara.
I'm not really too knowledgeable on Boruto.
Well, I actually like this post. Okay, let me get back. It'd be way easier to find it here.
Yeah, Boruto came from. I'm asking him where is strength referred to as overall combat capability, and then he's giving a Boruto example, I guess.
Like, the strength equal to Naruto. There you go.
Let me get my analogies, I guess. Well, not analogies, my supporting evidence of how strength is referred to in Naruto.
Okay, so
All right, and then at which point is that statement made?
pretty sure it's what is it, the movie novel? It's one of the newer data books. Yeah, it's the data book. And like again, Naruto is shown having better like AP feats than Sasuke.
Wait, it's made in which? Wait, tell me which data book it's from because I want to
The
know.
Boruto
Like,
data book. That's the newest data book.
the Boruto data book.
Yep.
Which one? Is there only one Boruto data book?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's only one.
All right. Do you have like the full thing? Because I want to get the context of it. Because if it's made before or or like an amount of time before the Ishiki fight, then I could just argue that like Naruto would have gotten like.
I mean, not really, because like I wouldn't argue that because they're shown still having the same like, feats against the same level of feats against Jigen and shit. So obviously they're still equal there. So then you need to prove that. Like actually, Sasuke has argued. No, not arguably. He has better feats against Jigen. So you need to prove that Naruto legit just gets stronger, and it's a waste of time for him either way.
Wait, so all right, what chapter is the Jigen fight? Because I want to see these better feats that he displays.
Okay, so he reacts against Tishikara. That's pretty much it. But he does it several times. So and then Naruto and Sasuke still kind of like imply. So I'm gonna send you a scan. I want you to tell me what you
My bad. All right, so here's the scan of Naruto when Lee takes off his weights. He says he's strong, so that's just one back in mind up. I'll get you a second one.
Okay, so why would that mean physical strength? Like the power to attack. Think about this.
Wait, why are you limiting this to just
I'm saying it's
just
inclusive.
lifting?
So I'm saying it's inclusive with the definition that you're trying to use. So what I'm trying to say is you just said that leading off weights would make him strong, right? Because he really is strong. He's gotten even faster. So why would speed entail strength unless it's about full combat capability?
Why would speed entail strength? I'm saying all I'm establishing here on the Naruto series could be in reference to both speed and strength. That's all I'm trying to argue.
Or it can be in total combat capability overall, including hacks.
It can be, but you haven't displayed that.
I'm just using my equal interpretation. I did show you. I showed you in this strength right here equal to Naruto. Yet Naruto has better AP feats overall.
You haven't shown that though. I asked you for the chapter, and you just told me what happened. I wanted the chapter.
Naruto has better AP. No, Naruto like one shot Momoshiki, right?
I told you before we debate. I haven't read Boruto, so if you would just send me the chapter, it'd be way easier.
We'll look for it.
All right.
He has a one shot. My bad, but he obliterates them pretty bad. There it is. It is chapter 9 of Boruto.
Chapter 9. Okay. Is Boruto on Viz? Because I have a Viz account.
Yeah.
All right. It is Boruto You said chapter 9?
Yep.
All right. And you said this statement is made when that they're equal in strength.
Oh no, I'm talking about in the data book. They're showing their strength is said to be equal.
No, you're saying the data book statement was made when?
Like right before this fight.
So the movie data book or the regular one?
I don't think that matters. Either
The
way, there's several times like implied to be equals either way. So I want to ask you what you get from that statement in the first place.
Let me read this chapter real quick. So base Naruto reacts. My bad. Just give me a second. I was just reading the chapter. Cheating for. He says Naruto one shots him, or he hits him with something, or what?
Damn near one. If you want to say it, he did one shot. That's fine.
What does he hit him with? Is it the giant Rasengan that he helped with, or did I not get to the part where he does it?
What kind of implies that it was like all Naruto. He says Naruto boosts his like initial Rasengan to massive, and Boruto after is like, holy shit, this is heavy. And then he says, how much training does it take to get to this point, implying that he could not have done this by himself whatsoever.
And how does this put Naruto above Sasuke?
Serious?
Well, all right. This is all right in terms of tide. All right, in terms of tide. Hold on, in terms of tide jutsu.
That just doesn't mean AP. It could just mean that could mean several times. Like, why are we? This is going down through another fucking rabbit hole.
No, I'm saying all right. So no, I'm saying that, and they're still relative in terms of taijutsu, but Naruto uses a ninjutsu ability, so of course he's going to display a better feat than Sasuke because Sasuke doesn't use a ninjutsu ability.
Does Chidori's fused Momoshiki?
Where does Chidori?
I'll look for it. He goes.
It's in the anime, so it's not in the manga.
I mean, the anime. Why would they be separate continuities?
Well, if it happens in the anime and it doesn't happen in the manga, well, that's already establishing a contradiction.
Not really. It could just be because it's like.
So what do you think it is?
Kind of skips in the manga, it kind of skips. Where is it? Like, it just goes to the next fucking scene in the anime.
So the anime is adding extra stuff, right?
Not really. It's like, so do you expect the anime to
if it doesn't happen in the manga? If it doesn't happen in the manga and it happens in the anime, how are you then going to tell me the anime didn't add extra stuff?
Even if I steal that, okay,
you don't have a choice. It's just what happens.
Okay, so can you prove it's a different continuity? Or
yeah, different things happen in here, so it should be a different continuity.
It's not a different continuity at all.
different things
Because
happen than what
the
happens
same
in the
shit.
anime.
Sometimes they just quote unquote elaborate more. Okay, so this is
They're
more shit that
added.
happens.
You already still man that they added new things.
Like a little better. So if you want to say every little fucking movement in the anime, it's really no, it's not.
I think it's a separate continuity because they added new things that are not in Kishi. Who the fuck wrote Boruto? Is it Kishi Panda or is it somebody else?
Now it was someone else initially, but like chapter 55 or chapter 54, I think Kishimoto took over.
I'm gonna just say author that manga author didn't use. They added that into the anime, so I think it'd be a separate continuity, seeing as it's not what the author intended in the manga.
Not really.
But we can just move on. I don't.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna steal man. No. Should I? So what we're gonna get back to is the strength argument because if we went down so many fucking rabbit holes.
No, I as far as the strength.
Can
All right, so I'm
that
gonna
was my
explain to you. I'm gonna just explain. So you're saying strength can mean overall combat capabilities, all right? And then you use this supporting evidence to back it up. And then I sent the dictionary definition and what Naruto refers to as strength. But what I think I refuted your analogy or your supporting evidence, so I would have more behind mine. But you probably think that yours went through.
So even if all right, I'm gonna show you why it doesn't fucking matter. Even after all this. So your first initial statement was, "Oh, he's talking about stats. He has to be talking about stats." And I said, "No, it doesn't have to be stats."
I didn't make a definitive. I said it's most likely.
And then okay, well, possibilities don't mean shit.
I said more likely. Do you not know what an induction is?
You could use an induction. Why would it be more likely stats?
Yeah, and then I went into my Naruto thing and I gave you the what is it called? Oxford definition.
It could be an appeal definition, given the fact that the word "through" has several definitions yet, in several contexts yet.
Yeah,
only one is displayed in the definition.
You said, huh?
That could be an appeal to definition.
All right. What definitions do you want to use then, right? Because how are we supposed to engage in dialectics if we don't operate under some system of definition? How are we going to define our words? How are you going to just say it's an appeal to definition?
I'm saying you have to use context. You can't just wildly fucking assume that a different context, especially whenever one is very shown and implied. And shown and implied several times over. What I'm saying is it could very well mean total combat capability and
all right, so show me which definition of strong
but it could also be then you try to give an interpretation, another interpretation of your own, but it could be both. Okay, so you're essentially you're backing off your most likely statement and saying it could be mine or yours. So this means that your assertion is really just gone to shit.
All right, I'm gonna explain to you what happened. All right, so first, you said strong can mean total combat capabilities. I want you to show me a definition where it says strength or strong can be overall combat capabilities. That's what I want first. And two, what happened there?
Give me a context.
Hold on. You said what?
You mean a context?
No, you're saying that mine was an appeal to definition, right? And I said that we have to operate under some. Yeah, you said something like that.
I wouldn't like my point. I'm saying yes. You cannot just wildly assume a different definition than one that's been implied. You can't do that. So yes, we are in some circumstances. I'm not using some fucking unwarranted interpretation. I'm saying via all this, he could just mean calmly because the biggest thing that Minato jerks off whenever he's talking about Obito, especially in their fight, is calmly.
Well, all he says is he needs extraordinary strength. Tell me where he jerks.
Whenever they're fighting, he's legit and pretty much talking about Kamui and his ability to genjutsu the nine tails. That's all he fucking talks about. He just talks about, oh, this guy's gonna fucking murder me with his attack. He's talking about Kamui.
Well, just because he doesn't make a notion of his speed, that doesn't mean his speed is anything to not scoff at, right? That'd just be an argument of silence, saying since he didn't mention it, it's not a factor.
This is fun. I'm giving So you're saying we have to go some sort of rules to go under. I'm saying why this wouldn't be some wild interpretation of the word strength. Why couldn't mean combat capability? Why it could just be in reference to combat.
And are you not all right? So this is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna say this one more time, and then we can go to conclusions. Right? So I feel like you're using like your little Boruto example and this to like substantiate why like strength will refer to like overall combat ability. And I'm using the Oxford definition and my definition, not my definition, my scan of Naruto referring to strong as speed and AP to say that overall strength probably means, or making the induction that strength probably means that it's speed and AP, right? And since he needs extraordinary strength, he would need those aspects in order to beat Obito, which he does not have in Sage Mode.
I'm gonna give one more. One more. So
do you want to conclude, or do you want to make another argument?
So I want to just finish that Obito is only really relative to Minato in combat speed, not combat speed, travel speed. Because as soon as Obito uses combat speed, his actual combat speed, V2 Flying Raijin, or his version 2, whatever the fuck he uses, he wombo combos and he plans it from the very start.
Oh, wait. What do you think combat speed is?
What do you mean? The ability to tag and strike someone, and the ability to okay, let's do this. I'm fucking jumping my words.
Because what I think, I'll just say like what I think combat speed is. Well, usually when I operate under debates, I think combat speed was like, let's say we're boxing. I think combat speed is how you can punch and kick in combat. I think hacks such as like your ninja. Well, actually, yeah, hacks such as like your ninjutsu, your teleportation jutsu, your chidori, that can just be outside X's help, right?
Kingg, you dummy.
So,
boxing, you don't kick in boxing.
The speed at which a character
ban that nigga, bro. I'm bad.
The speed at which a character can fight, then there's attack speed. This is different than combat speed. So what I'm saying is one, Minato when he's fighting Goto is constantly jerking off Conway. He's shit, it's Conway's route. This all references to be a problem. Because as soon as he comes up with a plan how to counter Conway, he's like, alright, I fucking got this.
I already went over the Conway thing.
So I guess we can just fucking conclude.
All right.
So you can go first.
Yeah, I'll just conclude on.
Wait, I didn't even fucking make my speed argument yet. So what I'm gonna do?
No. We're not concluding on the. We're not concluding on the debate.
Speed. No, I'm saying I haven't made my argument for speed at all yet.
No, do y'all need a conclusion on the point, or?
We can conclude the point, and then I can go into my point speed if you want.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
All right, we're gonna do that.
So as far as I just like let me get the scan real quick. So as far as what we were arguing, I was saying that Minato says that Naruto needs extraordinary strength in order to defeat, and that probably just means that like or it most likely means that he doesn't have the speed and AP to like beat Obito, right? And in order to like. And then he said, "Oh, did you say something?"
No, I didn't. I said okay.
No. I don't mute like during the conclusion. I hate the little like okays, and yeah, it kind of messes me up. Yeah. So I'll just restart. So yeah, we were going over whether Obito scales over Sage Mode Naruto, and my whole argument was that Minato says you need extraordinary strength in order to defeat an opponent that Minato is able to defeat. So like that would just have to put Minato and Obito above this level of Sage Mode Naruto, right? And then he tried to argue that fucking what did he try to argue? This can just be in like overall combat, right? I said I don't think that interpretation really conflicts with mine. Like those two things aren't mutually exclusive, right? And then I just gave like more credence to my argument because we really went over like the semantics of like what strong means, right? And I think strong, given the context of like the Oxford definition and what Naruto refers to strong as, he refers to strong as speed and AP, right? And then Oxford definition also references strong as physically strong, right? So this would all just lead to the idea of that um, Obito and like Minato should be at this level of speed and AP that Naruto is not on. It's not low and relative. It's extraordinary strength. So he also tried to bring an example of Boruto, right? I think I adequately refuted that. He says it stated that Naruto and Sasuke, they're stated to be like equal in strength, but Naruto is not able to like do more damage with his Rasengan. I don't think that's like really analogous, right? Or like that's not like a fair example because all we see with Sasuke during the manga is that he's hitting him with his punches, and we see that Naruto during the manga is hitting with his punches, and they're doing just fine. It still seems like they're equal in strength or relative in strength. But once Naruto gives like the massive Rasengan, right? Then that's when he gets a better feat over Sasuke. But Sasuke doesn't use ninjutsu, so that statement of them being relative in strength isn't really contradicted. He tried to bring in that he uses it in the anime. I don't think the anime is like really canon to the manga. Seeing as he's Steel Man, they added extra scenes in, right? They added extra scenes. So by virtue of them adding extra stuff, it would have to be a different continuity because that wasn't in whoever wrote the manga. I don't know if it was Kishimoto. That wasn't in yeah, I'll just say Kishimoto. That wasn't in Kishimoto's intent. So they would have to add extra things, making it a different continuity because it's no longer his story. It's now his and their story. So I think I refuted his supporting evidence. I made the induction that strength would just be in reference to stats. So you can conclude.
All right. So what I essentially said is I find his assertion in travel speed, and I kind of refuted his like even earlier when he's referencing in total stats and he's referencing strength. I said that Naruto like back in like against Kakuzu, even with the Rasen Shuriken, was stated matched Minato's AP. So I don't know why that would mean total stats whatsoever, especially in that. But going off of that, we went to
I don't mean to cut you. Did that during that point?
Yeah, really not coming off.
I didn't hear that.
You were going over. Yeah, we were going over the right.
You can finish. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just asking if you said that.
So going off of that, we went over the Raikage and Raikage and all that what he said, and then we went to Obito, which is really when we started having contradictions towards each other. He said Naruto would need extraordinary strength. In my example earlier and the Boruto, I don't see why. Like I also used the Ishiki fight with Naruto showing better feats of strength than Sasuke, but them having the same combat capability. Overall, I would say that his definition of strength would be an appeal to definition, given the fact that several words have one definition in the Oxford Dictionary. So it's the word "through," but given different, it can have different meanings. So before that, he said that. So I'm going out of here. He's talking about Obito having and being over Naruto and Naruto needing extraordinary strength. I'm saying that could be in reference to Obito's Kamui because of Minato's statements towards Obito in their fight, and that he contributed stats as well. I said it could be stats, or it could. I said it's also my equal interpretation of it being Kamui. Then he said it could be mutually exclusive, or it could be both. He could fuck me. Sorry, I keep stuttering, guys. So it could be either or. So then I said, well, you saying it could be either or kind of fucking refutes your first argument. And then we went on to that bullshit about Boruto being a different continuity. I don't think it's different continuity. I think that they're adding these scenes to make the fight go smoother because, of course, it's not going to be choppy like the fucking manga. That would be retarded. At that point, just read the manga. And that's pretty much it. So do you want to go on to? So
I think we could go on to yours. If you wanted to provide even if I Steel Man,
speed faster than Naruto and travel speed. Naruto can legit just fucking react to him. It's not that bad. Sasuke doesn't. Naruto and Naruto Sage Mode has a faster reaction time and danger sense than KCM1. So he would just be able to fucking dodge the right Kage. It's not that bad.
Wait. Why do you think he's able to? All right. Why do you think he's able to dodge the right Kage one? And why do you think he's so first? Sasuke was able to do it, so Sage Mode should be able to do it. I want you to establish why that.
Because a stronger Sasuke acknowledges a mutual death with Naruto, and they're narratively equal.
Yeah. Can you send that statement real quick?
Yeah.
Is it when they're fighting during the Danzo thing?
Yeah, and it's also stated that Sasuke got stronger in the Danzo fight as well.
Yeah, so for one thing I want to say is when it says we'll both die, because that's what they say, every time Naruto is near death, we know that the Nine Tails comes out. And both Sasuke and Naruto know this, right? So why can't it just be in reference that Sasuke would body Sage Mode Naruto and Sasuke would just die, or they would both die to the damn Nine Tails?
Wait, can you repeat that?
I said every time Naruto is near death, we know the Nine Tails comes out. So why can't it just be Sasuke's relative to the Nine Tails and not Sage Mode Naruto?
Because that's not a fucking reference whatsoever. So why would that? Why would that be?
Dang it.
Okay.
Bro, did you not get what I said earlier? I said every time Naruto is near death, we know that the Nine Tails comes out. Both Sasuke and Naruto know this. So when they say we'll both die, they would most likely be taken into account the Nine Tails. And not just Naruto. So Sasuke would be above Sage Mode Naruto.
Not necessarily, because Naruto acknowledges that he would need KCM1 to beat Sasuke, and Sasuke acknowledges that he would need EMS to beat Naruto.
Okay, that was just I'll type it out.
Naruto having harnessed power of the Nine Tails, even says he would need this to beat Sasuke. Why would the Nine Tails alone? Why would he I don't get whatsoever where you would get that interpretation.
I'll type it out for you in a second.
I get what you're saying, but Sasuke doesn't acknowledge this at all. So there's no way this is the thing. There's almost no way whatsoever.
You're saying Sasuke doesn't acknowledge it. You're ignoring my supporting claim. I'm saying that all throughout the series, even during in part 1, we know the Nine Tails comes out every time Naruto's about to die. You're saying Sasuke doesn't acknowledge this, but he has this knowledge. You just keep ignoring that part.
I'm saying Sasuke is shown to be able with his base and his Sharingan to genjutsu the fucking Nine Tails. It suppresses chakra, so I don't see whatsoever.
Wait. That was just the Nine Tails inside of Naruto. Why would it scale to his what? Why would that scale to the full Nine Tails? Why does he have that ability?
It's chakra.
You said what?
You'd have to prove that just the Nine Tails, so his chakra just gets fucking stronger.
Yeah, so that was heavy. Do you agree? Like Itachi has better genjutsu than Sasuke, right? Than heavy Sasuke.
At this point, yes.
Yeah. So and that Itachi says that he's only able to control the Nine Tails with his MS, the full Nine Tails.
Okay, Naruto doesn't have the full Nine Tails. I don't get where you're getting at.
So heavy Sasuke, he didn't suppress the full Nine Tails. Then that's all I was trying to argue. That's fine.
Well, why would that fucking matter? Naruto doesn't have the full Nine Tails. And earlier Sasuke suppressed Naruto. So what I'm saying is, earlier Sasuke, a weaker Sasuke, showed the ability to suppress chakra either way. So that can't be what he's meaning. Plus Naruto, right before this, says, Sasuke, if we fight right now, we will both die. He says that as well.
So your argument of Sasuke is able to suppress the Nine Tails, you already agreed that wasn't the full Nine Tails. You already agreed to that, right? So why does he think he can? And you're saying Naruto doesn't have this to the full Nine Tails. What I'm arguing is that normally when Naruto is about to die, we see the Nine Tails pop out. The Nine Tails isn't just gonna let him die,
Why
right?
would that for the full Nine Tails?
You said what?
Why would any of that matter? Why would any of that matter? Why are you bringing up the full Nine Tails when Naruto doesn't have that? That's my point.
I'm saying, oh my gosh. Bro, every time Naruto's about to die, the Nine Tails comes out. We see that in the pain fight. He goes from 6 tails, I think he skips 7 tails, but he goes to 8 tails, all the way up in, well, Minato's suppressed before the 9 tails. But you get what I'm saying. Kurama comes out when Naruto's about to die. We
King,
said in the Haku fight.
King. Wait, hold on. Scaling, like, I think you're mistaking scaling for saying, like, the full nine tails coming out. He's just saying it's half his chakra, and that's the one heavy
Half
Sasuke
chakra.
suppressed. And then
And
Itachi, the one
yeah,
he's
Sasuke.
referring to is like the full nine tails, full chakra. He's not talking about the amount that came out. He's just talking about like which one is being referred to.
Wait, so he's saying, like, hold on, heavy Sasuke can control what again?
Let me rephrase. Basically, heavy Sasuke suppressed half the nine tails. Itachi was referring to the full nine tails, like full chakra, and Naruto only has access to half chakra Kurama. That's what he's talking about.
Oh, actually, let me see. Let me see that Itachi statement. Maybe he is talking about the full 9 tails. 1 second. And then after this, we can go into Sasuke being able to react to B2A, and then Naruto, his little thing, and then we can.
King, he was referring to the full tails. Are you talking about the statement when he made it with against Danzo?
Yeah, no. When Itachi's fighting Heavy Sasuke, and he says the Mangekyo Sharingan, the power to control the 9 tails.
Pretty sure he was talking about Fugaku.
I think he was talking about.
Pretty
No,
sure.
he says I. I'll just look at it. I'm 99% sure he says I.
I'm 99% sure he's talking about his father. His father said the exact same thing. He said, "Yeah, I hit the Mangekyo Sharingan, and this is just in the anime, so I don't know if it's what you're referencing." He says, "I hit the Mangekyo Sharingan because they want me to control the Nine Tails. If I showed them that I had it." He said something along those lines.
No, I'm not really an anime guy, as you can see. So I know he says in the manga that he can, but I'll look at it. I'm just go to the Itachi fight real quick.
Okay.
384.
So at this point, do you just want to continue with my points, or do you want
to? Yeah, I wanted to get the context of this point, and then we can go into why that would matter. Because you're trying to connect Sage Mode to MS, who's able to react to V2, and I was just going over. We're gonna go over MS reacting to V2.
Yeah.
So let me just go over this, whether they're even relative in the first place point. This before they start fighting.
Naruto is kind of implied relative to a stronger Sasuke. Sasuke again decided to get stronger in the Danzo fight.
Yeah, we can go into that later. I wanted to finish this point if they're relative real quick. Where are they talking? Because I know they talk before they fight. Draco's game server probably has it. 1 second.
I'll check this game server. Oh my.
Wait, actually, I don't think this. I doubt Itachi surprised the Nine Tails that Naruto has. So I don't think this matters. I'll just steal man they're relative. I just steal man that they're relative. That's fine.
Okay, so you realize that Sasuke's like stayed like stronger, getting stronger against Danzo as well. So this is after the fight, I say.
Wait, do you think stronger? All right, so as far as that, I think stronger is only in reference to like his ocular genjutsu, because you know when Tobirama explains what the hatred amps are, he says the hatred amps their ocular jutsu. So I think I think it's wait, hold on, I wasn't there. So I think his like Susanoo and like Amaterasu and like those can be amped, but I don't think that inherently means that like his like speed is amped. So yeah, I'm done.
So I'll go over a couple points here. So one, let's say the ocular jutsu, like the stronger it is, it amps your chakra in general. Like the MS, when you get it, it amps your chakra, just in general. Like your attacks, if you want to use it to amp your speed, it would be that as well. Like your ocular jutsu, I'm fine with that being said because this will add to his full combat capability and his attacks. So what I'm saying is Sasuke stated. So I have the statement.
Wait. So one thing you said that something about ocular something enhances chakra. What did you say? Can you run that by me one more time?
It's blatantly stated that it just ups your chakra. It makes your chakra overall stronger as well.
All right, show me where it says the Sharingan's ocular jutsu. Where the ocular jutsu enhances your chakra.
They don't have that the MS overall like. Does anyone have that? The MS overall amps your chakra.
No. The MS overall amping your chakra. Why does that have to do with? How does that counter my argument of if the ocular jutsu gets amped? Like the ocular, you know what I mean by ocular jutsu, right?
I get what you mean, but I get what you mean. So, are you saying that his Amaterasu would scale what he had above what he had against A?
Yeah, I'm saying like his Amaterasu and Susanoo would be.
So why? Can you explain why his all that stuff would get stronger without his Sharingan getting stronger?
I'm saying the ocular abilities of the Sharingan can get stronger. We see that as how the Susanoo is progressing throughout the Danzo fight. We see his hatred amps, and we see that the Susanoo is getting massively and massively bigger, right? So what I'm saying is when he says he gets stronger, I think it's in reference to his ocular abilities.
Why would that be? So why are you saying it's exclusive? I want you to elaborate why you're saying it's exclusive.
I'm saying it's more likely.
So it just says, so overall, this is stating that the stronger their eyes get, their eyes, all right.
Wait, did you send the statement yet, or?
Which one?
I'm saying that you do realize he gets stronger because of his hatred, right? Whereas ocular jutsu gets stronger because of his hatred, right? Hello?
So even if I were to steel man this, you realize that Sasuke in total combat capability was able to tag A because A had no choice but to go up to him and attack him, right?
Sasuke and all right, so we're steelman in that last point, or potentially.
In the manga when A is about to attack, like Sasuke is shown him and sees
all right,
him.
so now we're on the reaction thing. Now we're on the reaction thing. Can I see that real quick? Because I kind of have like intentions of myself. I don't remember that scene too clearly.
Do you remember? Right? Or 40 something.
It should be around the 470 to. I have a scan server. I'll look at. I have a chapter list.
All right, because he's blatantly looking at A when A goes to attack him.
It's 463. It should be around that range. 463. Look around there. I don't know.
There it is. So A is right about to attack him, and Sasuke, he's looking like straight at him. That's why he coaches. That's why he.
Wait, can you send it? Can you send it?
I'll send it in scans. Yeah, it'll be in scans. All right, it's sending. Hella slow, but it's sending.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. So this means Sasuke is able to use his jutsu to react to him. And more he has, like, can you agree that more he just has reaction speed, but not necessarily danger sensing and reaction speed? Like, that's just kind of the whole starting the whole thing.
Let me see this real quick. Lateral to pain. He goes to hit him.
So
yeah, he can
So what I'm stating. Oh, can you hear me? So since
yeah,
I kind of. So you
yeah, you cut out a little bit.
Okay. You're like okay with Sasuke being able to react to him at least, like not able to like move and like block his attacks.
He's
able to
not
react.
able to make physical. I think he's able to react with his Katsusuji, where it is champion.
This is still like okay. So my point here is that right after this, whenever he goes to like axe kick Sasuke and like Gar stops him, Gar says, "Yeah, you could have been seriously hurt with this." Meaning it's like it's either very serious, like crippling damage, or near lethal damage. Because that's what
I
seriously
think
hurt would mean.
Rasu would have hurt him. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Obviously.
What I'm saying is Sasuke gets stronger in the Danzo fight, and you're fine with a stronger Sasuke and Sage Naruto being relative. So what I'm saying is you said that Sasuke's Amaterasu and Sheik got stronger. So now it's stronger than something that would seriously damage A. Alright?
Yeah, it can be stronger.
So what I'm saying
his abilities can be stronger.
What I'm saying is now that him and Naruto are relative and they see each other dying against each other, Naruto, someone who withstands his own Rasen Shuriken, who stayed to be able to withstand his own Rasen Shuriken, would just slam this into A and immediately murder him. Because again, that's like Naruto's best that he can be able to use as Sasuke.
Him tanking his own Rasen Shuriken. You know the Rasen Shuriken is like a form of durability negation, right? It hits you on a cellular level, right?
He's able to be able to he's able to tank it by himself. They said he's
Can you show me that?
Yeah, I got you. It's in his Sage Mode scan.
In data book?
Yeah.
Alright, after this point, we can just go into AP, I guess. Are you fine with like being able to like beat up Naruto?
If he hits Naruto, sure. But are you fine? Because again, you kind of said I don't really think Naruto's AP matters here because again, his Rasen Shuriken would just.
No, I'm going on. I'm saying like for Kage hits him, are you like one tap Naruto?
No, I don't have one tap. Because, like Naruto and Sasuke are set as combative equals. Sasuke was able with the Susanoo was able to take this.
Can take him.
I'm saying
wait.
So I'm fine. If we can agree that a few hits would kill Naruto, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Wait, 1 second. So for one, in the war, B thinks that V2 Raikage's punch would kill Naruto.
Okay. So either way, I'll just steal man. I'm fine with that. Why are you Naruto's lands or Rasen Shuriken? Something like that, it would immediately kill it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's fine. I think the Rasen Shuriken would kill anybody besides third Raikage.
So Sasuke, who's again, so my point here, since you're okay with all that, Sasuke is able to react to A. He has more just a perception amp, but he's not able to like danger sense like Naruto. So you get what he means by danger sense, right? He knows. I'm not gonna say he knows which attack is coming. He knows the attack is coming. And knowing the right Kage, if he's fighting the right Kage, he knows it's going to be a punch or a kick or something like that. So this being said, he knows what's going to happen. So he's going to dodge. And then he's just going to weave and slam a Rasen Shuriken. So essentially what he's really is I'm saying is...
keep going. No, you were still finishing. That's on me.
what would probably happen is A goes in for his punch. Naruto, instead of trying to outrun him, weaves like he did the third Raikage and just slams a Rasen Shuriken into his neck.
Yeah. So for one, as the perception explained like early in part one, even though you're able to perceive something, you would still have to have the physical speed to be able to dodge it. So, like, let's say we're fighting, and wait, let's say we're fighting. Let's say I'm fighting Mike Tyson. Obviously, I'm gonna use. Let's fight. I'm fighting Mike Tyson, and I know his punch is gonna come like 1 second before it actually does. I still have to have the necessary speed in order to dodge that punch. Like, I can know the punch is coming. I still have to be able to dodge it. Like, if I'm not fast enough, he's still gonna punch my head off and I'm going to sleep.
So my point is, here's to him knowing that A is going to do this. Because if you're fighting Mike Tyson, yeah, you're. So actually, like, knowing this same analogy, the same type of analogy, because I'm actually a martial artist too. So knowing this, it's way easier to. It's way easier to dodge, or if you know what they're going to do, even if they're faster than you. So like this has happened to me several times. So the coach is like, hey, we're going to run this play, and this is what you're doing in said play. There's always one motherfucker on the defense that goes try hard and doesn't play dummy like you're supposed to, and runs right after the ball carrier and gets there, even though he normally wouldn't be able to, because he knows exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, so you do. So he would still have to have a certain level of speed to be able to get there, though, right?
I mean, again, combat speed and reaction speed and all that stuff is different. So I'm saying,
No, I'm saying that. All right, so like I said this like earlier on. Even though like remember when Lee and Sasuke were fighting the first time, and like Lee was just beating him up. Lee states that just because he has like the precognition to see that he's coming, he lacks the physical speed and able to move. So yes, I do agree. It would be easier for you to go to a target or like move out the way of a target that you know is coming. But I'm saying you would still have to have the speed in order to do it. I know it's easier. I get that. But why is he still fast enough to do that?
that being said, he was right on Sasuke. He's pretty much breathing down Sasuke's neck when he said this. The Raikage has tendencies to back up and rush in whenever he fights. And you know this is true. Like, he doesn't just consecutively beat the shit out of you. What he does is he attacks, goes back, and then he goes to attack again. He rushes at you from a distance.
I would agree with that, but that's not what happens. Lee this statement is made right after Lee blitzes him and kicks him in the air. So it's not like he's right up to him. He runs up at him and kicks him in the air.
Well, even here we have to assume that Lee and Sasuke's difference and Naruto and the Raikage's difference are the exact same.
I think I provided via my speed scaling why it would be. So I think
that's not equal to Lee and Sasuke. So I really don't want to dive down that fucking path if we can avoid that.
No. I guess. So with my speed scaling, I know you probably think you refuted it. Obviously, that's why we're continuing. But I just think with my speed scaling, right? I think it would put Raikage a Naruto, which you haven't proved that he'd be able to react to this level of speed. But if you think you beat my speed scaling,
react to him is because hold on. So the third Raikage was able to dodge and react to the KCM1 Naruto. Yet this same Naruto, who's now in Sage mode, is able to dodge and react to this third Raikage, who's arguably faster than KCM1.
All right, so you said the third Raikage was able to dodge and react to Naruto, right? And then you said,
and this Rasen Shuriken.
Like, well, the Rasen Shuriken, he kind of like had his chakra arm. He just extended it with the Rasen Shuriken, if I remember. But
I would argue that arms so past Naruto. They do in the Ishiki fight, because Naruto when he rushes Ishiki himself is like not able to hit him whatsoever with the chakra arms. He's able to grab Ishiki, and then on a few occasions he's able to just pummel Ishiki with fists. So I would argue that the chakra arms scale past Naruto.
Well, that is a much more experienced and fully controlled Naruto. I don't like. I don't think that's really equivalent here.
Why would the chakra arms still matter? Why would the chakra arms?
Huh?
Why would the chakra arms? So that's
Because he
what
could
I'm
have
saying.
gotten better. He could have gotten more efficient with this chakra arm, right? We don't know if it scales. You're just saying an older version of Naruto can do this. Well, we don't know if this KCM1 Naruto versus the Sage of Six Path, I don't know what he has in Boruto, but I know he has at least KCM2, would be able to do this.
Even if I were to explain this, you're saying, well, this is he did with his chakra arms. Are his chakra arms slower than his real body? That.
That's not what I was arguing. I'm just saying, like, he didn't dodge the Rasen Shuriken, right? It was his arm with the Rasen Shuriken.
He did. He weaved it. So I'm saying, like, if Naruto throwing it would be faster, why didn't he? That's kind of stupid. Like, if he, like, think about it, he probably would have thrown it if it would have been faster. If it had a better hit, if it had a better chance of hitting the Raikage, or if he could just run up to him, and he probably would have, because there's no reason he would have held back on the Raikage. So.
Yeah, so for one, I know it's kind of dumb to say, but we know that Naruto doesn't always operate under the most efficient way. Like, we see that he waits till the end of the Raikage fight to use body flicker. And we see that the Raikage constantly holds back his V2 form when he's known to, like, wanting to stop this Naruto. So Naruto characters don't operate under what's always consistent. Otherwise, Naruto would have just used body flicker at the start of the fight with the Raikage. Or he would have used body flick at the start of the fight with the third Raikage. So, like, Naruto characters don't always operate under what's more efficient.
So, okay. So, hold on. So, let me get this straight. So given these examples, this is fine. They don't always do this, but I'm saying, even if he didn't, all right, this doesn't mean whatsoever about what's efficient. So I'm saying, actually, his chakra arms will probably be more efficient as he's able to manipulate them depending on where the Raikage goes. If he throws it, the Raikage dodges it. It's kind of just like, oh shit, oh well.
All I'm arguing is at the speed of it. To be honest, I really don't know why this matters. I'm gonna be honest. Why does the speed of the chakra arms matter?
So what I'm saying is, do you just want to steel man him being able to dodge?
He can dodge the chakra arm and the Rasen Shuriken.
Okay, so why would that? So I'm asking you to prove that slower and why that would affect anything.
Wait. Why is that my burden to prove? You're trying to say he scales above KC1 Naruto. You have to prove the chakra arm scales to him.
No, you gave your, and you're like, oh well, he dodged the chakra arm, so it doesn't matter. Why would that not matter? That's what I'm asking you to say.
Wait, I didn't say it doesn't matter. I said he dodges the chakra arms, and now it's your burden to prove those chakra arms scaled in Naruto.
You know which chapter this was? I'm sorry, I keep asking this. There's like 5.
Yeah, it's no problem. I'm gonna look in my section real quick because I do have a chapter list. I'll show you. It should be around 555, so 555. Also, what kind of martial arts do you do? I was kind of interested.
Wrestling, Muay Thai, and Jiu-Jitsu.
Kingg, you're too fat to do martial arts. Just stop.
Shut up. You know what I look? I'm not fat. Like, shut up. Ooh, Jason Lee Scott. That's interesting.
Bigger dudes honestly make them wrestlers. Honestly, though.
Yeah, but I'm not big. I don't know why this dude's lying. He knows what I look like. I'm not big, but yeah. I was thinking about getting into boxing, but
boxing is useless fucking martial arts. I'm gonna be honest. Like in a street fight, that's fine. But like, if you go against someone who actually knows martial arts, you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah, I don't plan on walking up to a black belt and trying to like box him to death. But I think boxing is good for like stamina and striking power, which is kind of just what I was looking for. I'm not too into.
It's kind of boxing. If I like it, I'm gonna look for it. So that not. So we're here. He says, "Oh yeah, there it is," and he goes, "Up to him." Jesus fuck! Why did you cut that? All right, it's 554 that I'm at. I think he dodges.
We're on this point of the third Raikage dodging KCM1, and then he's saying Sage Mode is able to tag this guy.
So right here, it's kind of So Naruto kind of states that like he's like, oh yeah, I kind of accounted for this the Raikage always being super fast. So he knows. So he kind of accounts for the Raikage being able to dodge his Rasen Shuriken from far away. So I don't get why the chakra arm matters. And he goes up to him and then he throws it.
And what chapter was it? 554 or 5?
554. His chakra arm, he swoops around and throws it, and the Raikage still dodges this from like straight up. But then whenever he's done dodging, he's kind of off guarded by Naruto. He's not able to react because he just dodged something else. And then Naruto rushes up to him and slams him with a Rasen Shuriken. This is 554.
Yeah, I'm on it. So what's your argument with this?
So what I'm saying is, one, the chakra arm didn't really fucking matter because he accounted for the Raikage's speed either way. So it wouldn't really make a difference. What his plan was in the first place was to go up to him and slam him with it. So I'm saying that this same Raikage was able to actually like somewhat react to KCM1 Naruto.
All right, I'm just gonna like, yeah, that's fine. He can react to the chakra arms and the Rasen Shuriken. Well, the chakra arms.
So what I'm saying is, I don't really think the chakra arms fucking matter, whether it's a chakra arm or not. But what I'm saying is, essentially, he's able to react to this Naruto. And you're saying that there's such a difference between this Naruto and the other one. Well, I'm saying, well, it's obviously not enough for a difference for Naruto to still react to him either way.
All right. So for one, before you like proceed with your argument, you do know like this Naruto is a shadow clone, right?
Okay. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. All right. So you know that the shadow clone is dividing your chakra into well, he made 16, so this is one of the 16 shadow clones. So you know, like the shadow clone to dividing your chakra, right? All right, one moment, and you know, like, so like the shadow clones wouldn't really scale to KCM Naruto, but we see with Sage Mode when he makes his shadow clones, they're able to display the same feats as the normal one. So I think the shadow clones from Sage are stronger than the shadow clones from KCM1, so it wouldn't really scale.
I don't really think that. What do you mean by the same feats? But before we dip into that, I'm saying it would still be the same ratio either way. It'd be like the same ratio of KM1 of Sage Mode as the original, unless you want to assert that it's something different.
Wait, why do you think it's the same ratio? Wait. So this is what I'm arguing. Wait, the Shade Mode shadow clones are shown relative to the real thing, while the KCM1 shadow clones are divided into. You want me to show you the same feats they display?
What do you mean? So I could just say you can't scale him to the same Naruto.
This is a later Naruto. You can't scale him to the. What are you talking about?
Scale him to that Naruto, really. If that's what you're gonna assert, why you do that? Like,
wait. Why do you think? Wait, I'm not trying to scale him to the past Naruto. I'm just establishing the functionality of Sage Mode and how the clones work. I'm not trying to say, well, that. No. That's
Even if this is true, what's to stop then Naruto from like creating shadow clones and just bombarding the Raikage? At that point, that's just another win con for Naruto.
Do you think shadow clones can make shadow clones?
They're shown to be able to.
When? Can I get a vouch from that? I don't want to make you look for a scan. Does anybody vouch that shadow clones can make shadow clones?
He does it right after this. So Naruto goes like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna do D-Force Emergence." Naruto's shadow clone there makes like a billion shadow clones and rushes into it and slams Giant for saying how to do it.
Right.
Yeah. I don't really remember that, but I think I can vouch for it.
Shut up, son. All right. No, that's fine. If the shadow clones can make shadow clones.
My dick.
You're 12. I'm not. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. So basically, what I was saying here is, even then, I want to get. Hold on, let me prove that the Sage Mode Shadow clones are still relative to the regular one before I go into this. One second, let me go to the pain fight. Give me like 2-3 minutes.
Are you trying to go to where Naruto Shadow Clones like threw away fucking Naruto threw away the Rhino and the Shadow Clones fucking were sang on them into the dirt?
One second. Yeah. Well, there it is. All right. So I have this like whole argument scans that I needed lined up. So Naruto, he splits 13 at least. When he goes into Cation 1, are you fine with that?
Okay.
And you're fine with the Shadow Clones splitting the chakra pool, right?
That's
All right, and you know the Sage mode has enough chakra for the user to enter Sage mode.
Yeah, you have to have enough chakra. You have to have a tremendous amount of chakra, stated blatantly.
Yeah, so yeah, so this would be like 1/13 of Cation 1, while as Sage mode they have enough chakra in order for him to enter that mode. So
Okay, is that your argument why Sage mode is still the same as regular? So
this is my argument for why Sage mode clones would be above Cation 1 clones.
So why would splitting up your chakra into smaller pieces, one, inherently mean that you're weaker, and two, mean that so then that being said, even
if I kind of want to fulfill the first burden because I tend to forget. So let me just get that first. This guy says it. I'm not gonna lie, making this lonely dude judge is seeming kind of sketchy. We might have to move on to somebody else.
Yeah, do not make him judge, please.
it's still recording.
Yeah. So guy says, don't Naruto. It's meaningless to create shadow doppelgangers that'll split your chakra up even more, even as they might be useful for a decisive hit. And if you go down. So basically, he's saying there's no point in making shadow clones because it'll just make you weaker. I guess I'll send another scan for supporting.
He's saying that it's going to split your chakra unnecessarily because they're just going to wipe them all. It's going to make you weaker. And even if that's true, if I steal man at this point, which I'm not necessarily gonna right now, that doesn't mean that Naruto's Sage mode clones are the same as the original. That just means Naruto has a tremendous amount of chakra, and now he's able to make Sage mode clones individually with each clones.
So all right, here's the second scan to support it. Just use like the shadow doppelganger jutsu, which splits the chakra into equal pieces. It's like I can't believe you kept up with this many shadow clones. Blah 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 blah. So basically, it's just leads credence to the idea of the shadow clones is like dividing your chakra into more pieces.
That's
Well,
fine.
it's
That
the
doesn't
Sage.
mean that it's wasting chakra if they're getting wasted.
Right.
It just means if they're going to be done away with, why bother at that point? Because they're not going to help anything. Like, if you can't help anything, why would you think you're trying to?
All right, so let's say Naruto's chakra is a 20, okay, and he makes 10 shadow clones. Now they're all 2, okay. So yes, they would inherently be weaker because they have 8 points of less chakra.
The amount of chakra they have. Chakra total doesn't mean strength because be it in that argument, then fucking there's I mean, Kisame is stated to be the stated to have the highest chakra pool in the entire Akatsuki. He's stronger than Pain, though.
Kisame stated to have the largest chakra pool. Is that before or after he
Yes.
Is that before or after he absorbs B's
Right.
chakra? All right.
Either way. Wait, when did he fight B?
I'm not too up to date with Kisame chapters. I couldn't tell you. So the point we're on now is whether chakra equals stats. Is that where we're on?
Yeah. So
okay, I'll get some.
Your chakra has power to it as well. You have chakra strength and chakra reserve. So like Kaguya, they reference both. Like Tobirama's like, holy shit, she has a mighty chakra. So he's talking about like strength, like a chakra potency. This is like part 1, I think.
Tobirama says something. I don't even think the Edo Tenseis in part 1 could talk. How does Tobirama say that?
No, I'm saying in part 2. So I'm saying in I almost said the wrong place. What I'm saying is essentially, Kisame in their call is like in their like little. He stated to have the most chakra. So I'm saying chakra amount doesn't necessarily mean chakra potency, unless it's just so split up that they can't even make up like an attack at all. At that point, yeah, I could agree with you.
All right, so for one, you do know like what ties into actually what chapter is that? I need that for a video. What chapter did you get that from?
No fucking clue.
All right, I'll ask Jax later. So do you know like the fundamentals that like like what makes Naruto and Sasuke like such superhumans is the fact that they have chakra.
Like their chakra,
like without
strong,
without
Naruto,
they would.
So let me explain what I mean. So before we just conflict ideas and we don't know each other, I mean, yes, chakra can mean strength, and in terms of chakra can have potency. Also, the more chakra you have, like you can make like stronger attacks via most bigger attacks require more chakra.
Yeah.
So if you just have more chakra, it doesn't mean that you're inherently stronger. Like again, like Itachi would fucking wash Kisame. But I guarantee you that it says here that Kisame has more chakra.
All right. So for one, I'll just send these 2 scans. So I don't think that's where I was going with the whole chakra thing. I was asking you, do you realize that chakra is what makes a shinobi strong? Is because you know that chakra, along with chakra control, is what like allows these characters to move at like superhuman speeds and like punch rocks through stuff. It's the amount of chakra they have with the amount of control. That's why these characters are superhuman. Without chakra control, these would be like regular niggas. So the thing with Kisame, the thing with Kisame, right? It could be his large chakra amount, but he just doesn't have the chakra control as good to like, manifest that into like stats. We see that's the case with like Naruto, where he has chakra than Kakashi, but even then, it still stated Kakashi stronger than him. So even in like your case or specification, it could just be like Kisame lacks the chakra control.
I don't know that. What I'm saying is, yes, chakra control and chakra count. Yes. So I kind of agree that I'm saying like if you make so many clones that they can fucking make up a YouTube, they can't win. Yeah, that's fine. And then 16 chakra that you could use for a later technique. It's essentially what I'm saying. So that's why I provide equal interpretation. So I'm going to give you here that chakra also has potency.
Yeah. Can you explain to me what chakra potency means?
Like Madara and Kaguya. So Kaguya would apply to have better potency and amount. So because whenever after Kaguya and Madara is destroyed, one Kaguya or the victim he absorbs that chakra. But then Tobirama heading that way, he's like, and he's already met Madara. He already seen Madara